At the start of the movie, we see a very beautiful girl. This girl's name is Zoe, and she is mute. She cannot speak. There is a smile on her face, and the reason for this smile is that Zoe is going to another city to meet her boyfriend. Her boyfriend worked in Canada but has now returned. Zoe's elder sister gives her the car keys so she can go to her boyfriend. Her elder sister warns her not to take the route she has chosen because it is very dangerous. But Zoe insists on going. Therefore, her sister finally agrees and bids her farewell. After traveling for some time, Zoe reaches a desert area. She stops the car at one spot and sends a selfie to her boyfriend. Then Zoe goes to a place in the desert and stops by a shop where the shop owner is sitting. She wants to buy a gift for her boyfriend. After buying the gift, while driving on, she uses her phone and messages her boyfriend. Suddenly, a man appears in front of her. The car becomes uncontrollable, but she manages to control it in time and avoids running him over. Stopping the car at the roadside, Zoe sees a gang approaching. They're chasing the man using the car. Zoe sees that the man has fallen on the road and wants to help him. She brings him closer, puts him in her car, but the gang members arrive. One of the gang members kills the man with a dagger. Immediately after that, everyone grabs Zoe. The gang leader, whose name is Trey, says they should take to their place. Zoe tries to run away, but Trey shoots one bullet, hits Zoe's leg, and she falls. Then they take Zoe to their hideout and tie her hands and feet. They brutally torture Zoe. They sexually assault her repeatedly. On the other side, Zoe's boyfriend becomes very worried. He scrolls through the photos she had sent and finds one that shows the place where she had taken the selfie. Because Zoe can't speak, she always used photos to let him know where she was. After that, he calls someone asking for the local police number so he can report what happened. In the next scene, Trey tells Zoe that he has tortured many girls before, just like he is doing with her. Then he opens a cupboard filled with skulls. He picks one up and says, "This skull belonged to the Apache tribe leader, whom my grandfather killed, and he wiped out the entire tribe." Trey explains that his grandfather was a general in the American army who brutally massacred all the Apache people. Trey says to Zoe, "I am simply following in his footsteps." In the next scene, Trey and another man are playing cards. The other man says, "We should kill Zoe, otherwise the police might come here because of her." But Trey replies, "No, nothing will happen. The police will never come here." They make a bet. Trey says, "If I win, we won't kill Zoe. If you win, you can kill her." The man agrees. Meanwhile, Zoe manages to untie her hands and feet. The man wins the bet and moves forward to kill Zoe. But when he sees Zoe escaping, he chases after her. Zoe fights back and kills him by stabbing him with a dagger. In the next scene, the shopkeeper is walking with his dog when suddenly the dog starts barking at a spot. When the shopkeeper looks, he finds that Zoe had been buried in the ground by those men. He quickly takes Zoe back to his place. Zoe was still breathing. The man treats her wounds and begins chanting some magical incantations. Through this, he is able to see everything that happened to Zoe. He sees Trey boasting that he is the grandson of the army general who wiped out the entire Apache tribe. It is then revealed that the shopkeeper himself also belongs to the Apache tribe. That's why he continues chanting. Suddenly, Zoe's body lifts up into the air. The man approaches her and asks, "Who are you?" At that moment, the soul of the Apache tribe leader enters Zoe's body. Zoe pushes the man away and says, "I will destroy everyone." The shopkeeper quickly pushes her back down, making her unconscious. A little while later, Zoe wakes up. She can't believe she is still alive. Zoe leaves the shop and starts walking along the road. She finds a telephone booth and calls her boyfriend. Because of the soul inside her, Zoe is now able to speak. She calls out her boyfriend's name and tells him, "I'm alive. Come and take me from here." Her boyfriend responds, "Tell me your address. I will come there." Suddenly, a police car arrived and the call got cut. Zoe felt relieved, thinking the police would help her. A man got out of the car, but he was actually a member of Trey's gang. When Zoe saw him, the soul of the Apache tribe leader awoke inside her. The men were saying horrible things about Zoe, and she suddenly lunged at the man. When he saw her, he froze. Zoe struck him with a glass bottle and then tore open his stomach. She also killed his friends. The policeman begged, "If you spare me, I will testify against those gang members," but Zoe beheaded him. After that, Zoe's boyfriend traced the phone number and arrived. He saw that police were gathered there. He went up to them and asked, but the police said Zoe was not there. He told them Zoe had called him an hour earlier and had said on the phone that she was there. The police replied that he had earlier said Zoe was mute and could not speak. So how could she have told him she was there? Zoe's boyfriend said she could speak a few words, like his name. The police told him to go and come to the police station. In the morning to speak with them, suddenly, Trey and his men arrived to check on their fallen ally, but the police didn't let them inside. Zoe's boyfriend asked them if they had seen her, and they said no. Then he told them that Zoe had called him an hour earlier from this place. The gang members were shocked, saying, "But we killed her. How could she possibly make a call?" An argument broke out among them, and they started fighting with each other, until a police officer came and told them to leave. The man who had attacked Zoe said, "I killed her myself. No one survives after I kill them, so how could Zoe still be alive?" Trey then told that man to take him to the place where he had buried Zoe's body. They forced Zoe's boyfriend into the car as well. Policeman said, "I do have some dead bodies that I know about, but the good news is Zoe's body is not among them." In the next scene, Zoe wakes up in an unfamiliar place. She looks in the mirror and sees the wounds on her face, which makes her feel sorrowful. Suddenly, the soul of the Apache tribe's leader awakens inside her again. She notices that there are many weapons around. Meanwhile, the gang comes to check on Zoe's body, but it isn't there. Trey says if her body is missing, the police will find out of fear. They return to their hideout, gather their belongings, and prepare to abandon the place before the police arrive. One of Trey's friends leaves his house, but when he sees his car, he notices the tires have been slashed. Suspicious that Zoe is still alive, he calls Trey and tells him to come to his house. Suddenly, Zoe appears before him. As he tries to run, Zoe shoots an arrow into his leg, making him fall. She then fires multiple arrows into him, killing him brutally. Later that evening, Zoe returns to the same place and looks at herself in the mirror again. This time, she sees that the skin on her face and body is slowly rotting. When she removes the bandage from her hand, she finds worms crawling inside her flesh. She screams in horror. Zoe rushes back to the Apache tribesman. He tells her, "When I tried to summon your soul back into your body, another soul entered at the same time. That's why you technically died then and there. But, along with that, the soul of the Apache tribe's leader also entered your body, which is why you are still alive. But your body is decaying. It won't last for long, so whatever you must do, you have to do it quickly." When Trey's gang realized that all of this was Zoe's doing, they kidnapped Zoe's boyfriend. As they put Zoe's boyfriend in the car, suddenly a man was shot in the neck. Zoe had been there. Trey started the car and began to drive away, saying, "Come on, they'll kill us." Zoe chased after the car, jumped into it, and started fighting with the man who had hit her. Zoe thrust an arrow into the man's shoulder. The man struck at her several times with a dagger, but it had no effect on Zoe. Zoe picked up the dagger and attacked the man to try to kill him. At that moment, Trey slammed on the car's brakes, causing Zoe to fall in front of them. Trey ran the car over her, but it had no effect. Trey said, "How is this possible? She's still alive," then panicked and ran away from there. When he reached the hideout, Trey had tied up Zoe's boyfriend. Trey's friend said, "I stabbed Zoe many times with a dagger, but it had no effect. I've never seen anything like this." Trey said, "Someone is making her dance on their fingertips." Trey's friend said, "I know a man in the city who does this sort of thing, and he lives where we buried Zoe." For his protection, Trey called the gang to his hideout. They were carrying modern weapons. In the next scene, we see that Zoe is sitting in the place of the shopkeeper. His hand had been broken. He had taped his hand back together, cut open his stomach, started filling it with dirt, and then taped his stomach closed. Suddenly, red clouds appeared in the sky. The soul of the Apache tribe leader came out of Zoe's body. Then that soul struck the ground with its hand and vanished. From the ground, a dagger and a necklace came out that had belonged to the Apache tribe leader. In the next scene, the new gang leader asked, "Why is that girl killing you all?" Trey replied, "Because we did something terrible to her. All of us together raped her and then killed her." Hearing this, Zoe's boyfriend was filled with grief and started crying heavily. Trey's friend, the one Zoe had shot with an arrow in the neck, said, "Take me to the doctor. I'm going to die here." Trey told him, "You can't go. If we take you to the hospital, the police will find out about us." In the next scene, the new gang leader was beating Zoe's boyfriend when suddenly they heard the sound of a car. Everyone went outside and saw that the injured man was escaping in a car. Trying to reach the hospital, as Trey was about to shoot at him, Zoe suddenly appeared in front of the car. She fired a huge arrow at it, causing the car to flip over, killing the man. Trey's men started firing bullets at Zoe, but she escaped from them. Everyone gathered in front of the house. Zoe's boyfriend asked Trey, "What's happening?" Trey told him, "Your girlfriend is here?" The lights began to flicker and everything started shaking automatically. Zoe killed one man, then Trey fired a shot at her, but she dodged it. Zoe suddenly made that man disappear and killed him too. She killed another man by ripping open his stomach. Suddenly, Zoe appeared in front of the man who had attacked her. As he was about to strike her, Zoe attacked him with an axe. Hearing his screams, Trey rushed there, only to see Zoe standing in front of him, holding the man's heart in her hand. She bit into the heart with her mouth. Suddenly, a police officer arrived and shouted loudly, "What's going on here?" Trey ran outside, shot the police officer, and fled. Then Zoe came out in front of the officer, and the policeman was shocked when he saw her. In the next scene, Trey attacked the house of the shopkeeper. Trey asked him, "Why did you keep Zoe alive? Now, tell me how to kill her." The man replied, "Inside her is the soul of an Apache tribe leader, and he has been waiting for revenge for 100 years. You cannot kill her." Then Trey started beating him. The man explained, "There is one way you can destroy her. If you bury the Apache tribe leader's skull here, his soul will come out of Zoe's body." Trey went to the car and brought the skulls. He started digging a pit and threw all the skulls inside, but the Apache leader's skull was not there. Behind him, Zoe was standing, holding the skull in her hand. Trey grabbed a chainsaw and attacked her. Zoe stepped forward, and a fight began between them. Zoe cut off Trey's hand. Then, just as Zoe was about to kill him, Trey cut Zoe into 2 pieces with the chainsaw, but Zoe also cut off his head. Then Zoe's boyfriend arrived and saw that Zoe's body had no legs, cut in half. Seeing this filled him with sorrow. He poured fuel over Zoe's body and set it on fire. From her body, 2 souls rose into the air, and both souls finally found peace. And with this, the movie ends.